Welcome back, and as promised in the last video, which I'm still filming, I told you we would talk about why most professional lighteners say do not use heat. Why are professional lighteners labeled to not be used with heat? So when you mix up lightener, the H2O2, the hydrogen peroxide, mixes with the persulfates, and it causes an exothermic reaction. And if you remember back to your high school chemistry classes, or even middle school chemistry classes, when you mix substances, you can often get an endothermic or exothermic reaction. An exothermic reaction causes heat. It produces heat. When you mix up your lightener, it creates an exothermic reaction and it creates its own heat. The more volatile that reaction, the faster you accelerate that action. If you add anything to that system of the lightener that makes it act more aggressively, that heating process will multiply. So in theory, let's say you put your guest under a 120-degree dryer with lightener on their head. I've always felt like there's the potential for the lightener to get even hotter than 120 degrees. But let's say best case scenario, it doesn't do that. The hotter you make your lightener, the faster it's going to work. The faster you remove, I've talked about this in other videos, the faster you remove pigment, the worse condition the hair is going to be left in. Back to best case scenario. Best case scenario, you put your guest under a 120-degree dryer, everything is fine. That's usually what happens. Everything is fine, except their hair is going to get dried out faster. Their hair is going to be more swollen. Their hair will be more damaged. However, a standard bonnet dryer, the salon dryers, are around 140 degrees. Now that's a really special number when it comes to burns, because the average adult will sustain third-degree burns after 6 seconds of exposure to 140-degree water. That's 6 seconds. Now, they will not get burned after 6 seconds of exposure to 140-degree air, but that's a whole different science question. 140-degree liquid, 6 seconds, third-degree burns. That means blisters, scars, permanent damage. I certainly don't want to do that to someone's scalp. But my real question is, if I heat up my lightener, will it accelerate it to the point where it gets actually even hotter than my dryer? So let's check it out. I have with me my infrared thermometer, and I'm just going to test the temperature of my table. It feels like it's warming up in here. Temperature of my table is 75.5 degrees. Now my lightener that's been in this foil packet for about 10 minutes is 77.5 degrees. So it is actually 2 degrees hotter than the surface it's sitting on. I went ahead and used some matte black foil just in case the reflective surface of this messes with the infrared thermometer. 77.5. Now, let me move these out of the way. What I have here is a heating pad. Just your standard heating pad. And it is about 125 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on where I look at it. So a really good sort of substitute for the dryer. Oh gosh. Now just as I move this over here, look at this, I'm getting swelling in my foils. Oh. So I'm getting lightener oozing out of the foils. And here I have got something that's it's flat still. This is my room temperature. Now I'm looking at 78 degrees Fahrenheit. We've already looked at this pad. Let's check this foil. 130. So on a heating pad that's about 120 degrees, I have a foil that's 130 degrees. Let's check out the inside. Oh, it's gone from foamy to liquidy. There's actually liquid dripping. If this was a foil on someone's head, that would drip out onto their head. Being that most commercial dryers are about 140 degrees, if we went ahead and said because of the exothermic reaction, your foils are going to get 10 degrees hotter than your dryer, you could reasonably expect your foils to get up to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Previously, I said it took 6 seconds with 140 degree water to get third degree burns. 150 degree water will give you third degree burns in 2 seconds. Now I have liquid that wants to drip out of my foil. Oh, there it goes. Now, at this point, you could be totally done and you get your guests in and out of the salon super quick because you used a dryer and it only took a few minutes under the dryer to get those up to temp and very light. If you're not using a dryer, you're still waiting on this. But I think the hair is going to be in a lot better condition. So rather than running the risk of ruining my career or somebody else's life, I choose to never put lightener under the dryer that is clearly labeled as do not put it under the dryer. There are some lighteners that are labeled to be put under the dryer, but they are also for foils only, and you still need to exercise caution. Any lightener that's labeled to be put under the dryer will also be labeled for off the scalp use only. So if you have an on the scalp lightener, you cannot put it under the dryer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you like what you saw and you want to see some more, go ahead and check out some of my other videos. Feel free to share with any of your nerdy friends. Click the subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Let me know what else you want to hear about. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.